Okay, my name is Isaac Kim, and I'm gonna be doing my FOA about K-pop star. So some background information about it is basically a TV show. It's like a live stream, and its production company is by SBS. The first season of K-pop was started at December 4th, 2011, and today, right now, season 6 is being recorded, and there were 4 judges: Park Jin Young, Yang Han-suk, Boa, and Yoo Hee-yeol. Well, right now, Boa, the only girl, is not there. So as you can see, these are the 3 judges. And basically, it's like a competition. And what you do is you sing and you compete. And the winner gets a prize of about 300 million won, about 300,000 US dollars, 2 brand new vehicles, and opportunities to become a commercial model, and casting dramas and other benefits. Okay, so interviewing a participant from the K-pop Star Season 3, we have here Abigail Kim.
Whoa, I never saw her in real life.
Okay, so.
Wait, am I on the screen?
Yep.
Oh god.
Okay. Wait 1 second. Alright, so the first question. When you first went out to season 3 of K-pop Star, did you think that you would win, or like get in top 10, or you'd get that far, or that you'd be like a future K-pop star?
Well, like, to be honest, I didn't, like, enter the competition with the goal to win or, like, be first place. The opportunity actually, like, approached me through a producer that was working with SBS. And, like, they contacted me through YouTube after watching some of my YouTube videos, and so I went with the mentality that I had nothing to lose, and I just, like, went for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
During the season, you sang mostly English songs, but do you think that the judges like didn't like that as much because it's not K-pop, like Korean pop?
Yeah, there was, like, one point where they were like, oh, you gotta stop singing English songs now, and, like, you gotta sing Korean songs. Like, in the beginning, they didn't really have a preference because they wanted you to sing, like, what you were best at, but like, as the competition went on and, like, people started getting eliminated, the producers and judges both, like, encouraged and pushed for Korean songs because it was more relevant for people watching the show.
Okay. And the audience and like viewers expect something such as like a competition between people with singing talent. But from the show, the producers choose certain things to put in, like on air, and some of the judges could also have like bias if the singers like only sing American songs and not Korean songs. So, do you think that the audience and viewers want to watch like pretty people like on air and like see them on TV?
I mean, I think attractive people are more, like, well accepted in society in general, and, like, that's something that we have to admit. And, like, it's unfortunate, but there are, like, shows like The Voice, and, like, I'm glad that there are shows like The Voice where they don't allow judges to decide on an individual's talent based on their looks. Like, I think that's a really good progression towards, like, only judging based on, like, people's ability to sing. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think that it is that the audience of K-pop wants to see? Like Korean songs, like good singers, funny personalities, and what do you think?
I mean, like, the music, like, entertainment industry is constantly looking for different characters. Like, what I mean by that is people with, like, new personalities, people that are out of the ordinary. So, like, producers tend to edit footage in such a way that shows an individual's personality. And, like, if you lack personality, they basically rule you out as a person that, like, isn't interesting to watch or listen to. And the judges, like, especially look for musicianship, because you can, like, teach a person how to sing to a certain extent if they've already got the general basics down, but you can't teach a person how to have rhythm and groove.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Okay. And I think there were some people who you told me about who like have a lot of talent and got up in the ranks, but they've never been aired.
Yeah.
Is there people like that?
Yeah, like, I have a lot of friends, actually, that I thought were amazing, that, like, made it pretty far to, like, top 36, which was like the cutoff before top 18, then they were like all cropped from the footage that was aired, and it was crazy because at that point I didn't have a lot of singing experience because it was just like a hobby, and I never learned how to sing. And more than half the people there that were in the competition were like young adults or like college students that had been studying music for years and like had been practicing, preparing to be on the show, and like they didn't make it. And like I even have friends here at Berkeley that auditioned for stuff like K-pop Star, and they went pretty far, but they never got aired or broadcasted. Yeah.
Okay. And when it came down to like your last song that determines when you're going into top 10, was it fair for them to like put you in a group even though that's not what you wanted? Well,
No, oh my gosh, everybody knows that was not fair.
So like what do you think?
So I mean, like right after they recorded that segment of Young Hyun-suk putting me in the group, I actually talked to the producers and told them like that I didn't want to be in the show if they went through with the decision to put me in a trio, because I know that I work better as a solo artist, but they like manipulated me and said that I would leave a bad reputation in the Korean music industry if I walked out of the competition when I came this far, and like that producers and recording labels wouldn't hire me as like they would know me or they would view me as a quitter. So I had no choice at that point, and like yeah, they didn't include that in what was actually broadcasted because that's how the industry works, and it's like there are dirty parts of it, you know, and it's not really ever going to be fair.
Yeah. After being eliminated, did you have like a different perspective of the show, like unfair judges or that type of stuff?
One thing I found out was that they already have top 10 decided before they even start broadcasting the show. So that's like something that not everybody knows. They also like over exaggerate when people are like sick and stuff like that. They'll take like footage of people like going to the hospital when they really just have a cold.
Yeah.
And like one other thing is like the way that they like overpraise young people. I mean, like, yeah, it's amazing to see like a 12-year-old sing really, really well. But like, for example, Brody, who I was in the competition with, like, she's not that great, but they bumped her reputation up like out of this world because she was 10 years old at the time, and they were amazed that someone so young could sing the way she did. So like, she made it further than she should have, you know? At least that's what I think.
Okay, and what do you think the difference between the Korean and American like music industry or the culture is like?
Well, first of all, the Korean culture itself like has a lot to do with conformity and people being like very similar to each other and like constantly staying on track in terms of like doing what everybody else is doing. Whereas in the States, like a lot of the support goes towards like being your own individual person, your own individual artist, like doing what you believe in, not like working under like a company and being controlled by them as much. I feel like you get more of your own say-so. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Have a good class, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so that was basically the behind the scenes of like, of the K-pop, what they do, and what's not shown on the TV, but what actually happens. It's like, yeah, there's more sources.
You didn't show the videos.
Oh, no, that's alright.
June.
어?